Hey everyone, time again for Weekend Warp. And I know it's been a while. I think I've skipped a week or two for this one. One of the reasons is frankly that I've not been very well and there's been a bit of travel involved. So sorry about that. But as always, we are in another week another couple of weeks this time where a lot happened. So what I'm going to try and do is rather than three, I'm going to have four things this time, a bonus just because I uh, missed last week. So I think the big news, which kind of is a big set of newses in a sense, which dominated at least my airwaves, if it may, over the last couple of weeks, is this rise of perplexity. Now, many of us, or all of us, have heard of ChatGPT. Many of us use Claude and Gemini. And I'm sure that a bunch of us would be using Perplexity. Now, Perplexity is different for two reasons. One, because it's not really a foundation model, but it uses foundation models as a base, a bunch of foundation models as a base, and has a great user experience. And that's the second difference in search. And if you want to create something, you go to ChatGPT. If you want to analyze something, you go to Claude. If you want to do some deep research, you go to Gemini. Well, with deep research, you can now go to other places also. Or for notebook LM kind of stuff, you go to Gemini. When you want to search, you go to Perplexity. I used to go to Google. Now I go to Perplexity. And actually, I think about 70-80% of my searches are in perplexity.ai. It's also smaller. It's a real startup. The others have achieved scale. And it's by Aravind Srinivas, a very, very smart guy of Indian origin, who is taking on mighty Google with search. And the news is that for one, they have now announced that they're going to launch a browser called Comet, an AI, a Gen AI browser. And this would be, another stepping on Google's toes, providing competition to Chrome, obviously. And Perplexity is growing like a weed. They're super fast. They bring out new features every day. Just a few months back, they raised money at 9 billion. Now they're now raising money at 18 billion. And so I think it's a company to watch out for. And I know that Arvind Srinivas and Satya Nadella talk every few days. So who knows, it might be in play going forward as the world looks for an alternative uh, to, uh, to Google. As I say this, I also believe Claude or Anthropic is also launching search. And so I think the search space is going to grow very interesting. Search was how the internet was organized. And now I think Gen AI is going to organize the internet. So that's, in a sense, news number one. Number two, while Perplexity is riding high, Apple isn't. And there's been a bunch of snafus. Apple's AI is, to put it mildly, not performing. Uh, they tried integrating in uh, ChatGPT. Some said even Gemini built their own Apple intelligence, but it doesn't seem to work. The stock is kind of going down because of that. There's been a management reshuffle. Siri is underperforming, even opposed to Alexa, and Siri should have been a generative AI play by now. It isn't. Well, the head of Siri now, it seems, is going to head all AI. So Apple is going to be interesting to watch for the opposite reasons to see that will this giant ride onto the AI wave or will it stumble? That's number two. Um, Number three has to be about Elon Musk and is about Grok. I think what has been dominating the news, especially in India, has been Grok and how Grok is giving this unfiltered, deranged, unhinged answers, including vernacular Hindi swear words, casting aspersions on the prime minister, other national leaders, uh, making the ruling parties and sometimes the opposition, the ruling party very uncomfortable, the opposition very gleeful. And because there's Elon Musk behind it, there's not much that people can do because Elon Musk probably is today the second, if not the first, most powerful man in the world. Um, while the Indian government has made some feeble noises and has kind of protested at X and X.ai and Grok. Musk, it seems, has done two things. One, he has laughed it off. Two, he has in turn sued the Indian government, saying that India has unfair, restrictive, content moderation policy, content policies. And so another interesting thing to watch. My next Mint column, which comes out this Friday, 28th, is actually on this and why Grok can actually be very, very dangerous and why it reflects the personality of its creator, which is not necessarily the best thing to happen. And we are still in the normal mode of Grok. Musk is promising an unhinged mode. Uh, we just have to wait and see what that brings in. Finally, some other Indian news, which could be very exciting, breaking. It's just less than 24 hours old. It seems OpenAI and Reliance Industries are talking to each other. Reliance Jio, rather, are talking to each other. And Jio is building a 3 gigawatt uh, data center, which is huge. 3 gigawatts would probably be more than the sum of all the data centers in India so far, if I'm not mistaken. But 3 gigawatts is huge. They're building a big, massive 3 gigawatt center, which will house OpenAI's products. And in return, it seems OpenAI is going to offer its Plus version to Indians at much less than $20 a month. If that happens, it would spark a frenzy of people buying, and the 400 million users that OpenAI has, it seems a lot of them are from India, is probably going to go close to reaching a billion. And so it'll be a win-win deal, similar to the deal that Musk struck both with Mukesh Ambani's Jio as well as Sunil Mittal's Airtel to bring Starlink to India. So in very exciting times ahead in AI with all these different deals happening and all these different fundings happening. Until next time, and hopefully I'll be there in time a week from now to give you what happened next week to all the things that we talked about today. Do let me know. Do please post. Let me know what should I change, what should be different. Do you like it? Do you not like it? So that your feedback will help me improve in weekend work. Thank you.